We are having a proper snow in New York. My partner told me it's something like the first time in 700 days it did not snow in the winter when I was here last year, nor the year before. But in 2024, we have some snow. And as a California girly who's actually wearing a California sweatshirt right now, this thrills me. I am very excited by snow each and every time I see it. Today will be the true test of my naivety, I suppose I will call it, because I have to go out in the snow today, which I have never had to do before. But I don't have to go out yet, so I think this snow calls for a nice hot cup of tea before we get started doing anything else. Stuff. Now we are properly cozy and can get started with our day. I forgot my laptop, hold on. There we go, that's better. Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Katie. I am a graduate student at Parsons School of Design in their master's program called Fashion Studies, where I study the socio-cultural phenomenon of fashion. I am also an ADHD graduate student. I was late diagnosed in my 20s, so because of that, I lack a lot of the executive functioning skills that one needs to be successful in an endeavor like graduate school. So I decided to pick up the camera today to share with you one of the strategies that I use for being successful with ADHD, and that is my ADHD reset. I have been traveling for most of my winter break. I've been gone for like 5 weeks. I'm finally back home, but home is a bit of a mess. My bedroom's a mess, my desk is a mess, I'm a mess. I need to unpack, I need to get back into the routine of things. So that's what this week is all about. I have quite a few things I want to get done on my to-do list this week, including like getting the house back in shape, but also revisiting my master's thesis because I haven't looked at it in weeks. I have a major deadline coming up in about 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks. So I need to do that. I also have YouTube videos that need to be edited, appointments to go to, videos to film, prepping for teaching this semester, just a lot of things I need to catch up on. So I am bringing you with me this week to do a week-long ADHD reset, because they're normally only a day, but we have a lot more to tackle this week than can fit in one single day. I have some things I need to take care of today. On the list, we have finishing a YouTube video, I have a therapy appointment, and then I'm going to start the process of refamiliarizing myself with my thesis by taking myself to the New York Public Library, to the Rose Reading Room, because environment is important and I love a good aesthetic environment. It helps me focus, what can I say? Yeah, that's the plan for today, and the rest of the week we shall tackle day by day. We're getting back to the routine because I've done nothing for 5 weeks. So welcome to the first vlog of 2024, but also the first vlog of the last semester of my education. That's right, I graduate this year and I do not have any plans as of right now to pursue a PhD. That may be in the works in the future, but right now this is my last semester ever. So I'm a little sad about it, but we're gonna hold off on the tears until next week when school actually starts. So let's get started with my day, with my week. Welcome to the vlog. I hope you enjoy. Task number 1 is complete. I have finished editing my YouTube video. It is currently exporting. I need to go get dressed and head into the city in about hour and a half. But before I do that, I want to give you a little preview into a future video about planning with ADHD. James gifted me this little whiteboard and visual timer for Christmas. And on here I have what I called alignments on here, but I actually call them outcomes. I don't know why I did that. And the different tasks that align with those outcomes. So I am not planning resolutions or goals this year. I am planning for desired outcomes. Basically how I want to feel this year. So I have 4 different outcomes that I would like to achieve, and I have different tasks assigned to those things. And the thing that I like about these outcomes is that it's not like a strict goal that my ADHD will ultimately make me fail, like going to the gym 3 times a week. Instead, it's more of like that outcome that allows you to have a flexible pathway to it. So instead of saying, I want to go to the gym, I'll say, I want to feel physically capable. That way, that leaves the pathway to feeling physically capable open to different methods. Like I could walk, go to ballet, go to the gym, pick up a sport, do yoga. You get the point. So it allows for that flexibility and that little bit of novelty that makes my ADHD happy. But that is a topic for another video. I need to go get dressed. My ADHD is, I'm a little like scattered today, if you can't tell, but like in a good way. It's a good mood scattered. Okay, I need to go get dressed. This is my first ever snow where I've had to actually go outside to do something. So I have no idea what to wear. Let's figure that out, shall we? I warned you that my house is a mess, right? Okay, now we need a top. I'm thinking lots of layers. Polo, sweater, sweater vest. How do we feel about that? My other option is I was going to wear a belt over my sweater vest, which I think I'm going to do because I'm going to wear a black coat and this ties together black and brown. That's pretty cute. It's also cozy, warm, comfortable. I'm gonna wear a black headband, toss on some makeup, pack my bag, we're ready to go. I have this wool coat and a scarf, but I have no idea if this is gonna be warm enough because it's not like a puffer jacket, so there's no insulation in it. I guess we're gonna learn the hard way. We suffer for our style. I'll leave my hair tucked in actually. Do you guys want to see what happens when an ADHDer is left alone with entirely no structure? Nothing planned, nothing holding me to anything, no deadlines? It is 1 o'clock in the afternoon and I'm just now getting started. Okay, I'm stepping on things. There's a lot of stuff going on in here. We've gotten to the part of the video where I need to do chores. And I hate doing chores with like a visceral, embodied hatred of doing chores. I just really don't want to do chores. They need to be done, however. I've been back from California from my travels for a couple of days now and my stuff is it has just exploded. Granted, I was doing my laundry and hand washing some stuff because anytime I travel and bring new thrifted stuff into the house, I am paranoid about getting moths, so I wanted to make sure everything got cleaned right away and that my hand washing stuff that's hot got taken care of. And I'm a little anal about it. I'm like glasses on, tweezers, picking all the little bits of dirt off of my clothes that could potentially be moth eggs. I have a lot of wool and linen and cotton and silk in my wardrobe, and I just Okay. Anyways, off topic. Because of that, like my suitcases are all over the place. There's clothes everywhere. There's hand washing that's air drying. So we're getting to the chores part of the ADHD reset is what I'm trying to get at. I did not need this long of an introduction to explain that. When I do chores, I have a system, okay? Step number 1 is to make sure that you are comfortable and fueled. So I am wearing just a t-shirt and jeans and also this cool military surplus shirt jacket thing that James gave me. Step number 2, we're going to make sure that the environment is fun, pleasing in some kind of way. So I'm going to be listening to a podcast and lighting a candle. Step number 3 is going by categories. So organizing categories of things. I usually like to start with clothes because I have a lot of clothes and that takes up the majority of things. So the entire house feels a lot less overwhelming once I've taken care of my clothes. A lot of me cleaning is just kind of putting things away that have accumulated. So let's take a survey of the house and what needs to get done, and we'll get started. You know that whole thing like cleanliness is close to godliness? Well, that is assigning morality to cleanliness, organization, hygiene, all that kind of stuff, and there simply is no morality to those things. It simply is, and I am a messy person. Nothing wrong about that. So let's take a look. Starting with the office, I just have a lot of stuff that needs to be put away. Lots of books here, lots of books there, that just need to be put back on the bookshelves. It's hard for me to get them back usually because they're behind my couch and I don't like to move it, so that's why they end up kind of scattered all over the place. This was my Christmas present from my mom because we're thinking about getting rats, but I brought a lot of books home from Christmas, books that I left at my mom's house that I wanted to bring home with me, so these all need to find a place to go. This is part of my vintage haul that I will go over later, as is that, and that is going to stay in that bag for maybe another couple of days because vacuum sealing vintage is one way to get rid of moths. Another thing that I'll add is I don't clean James's side of the office. He does all this miniature painting and I don't ever want to mess anything up, so I leave that for him to do. I will also be cleaning up my desk, obviously, because that needs to be in good shape before the semester starts. In the bedroom / main part of the house, I think it's pretty clear what needs to get done. This is a bunch of clothes that needs to get put away. My suitcases there and there both need to be put away. Ignore that. That's stuff that we're donating and needs to get out of the house. There's some random trash on the floor. More clothes. More clothes. And more clothes. It's kind of hard to be a fashion studies person without really loving clothes, so what can I say? I have a lot of clothes. Let's get started with category number 1, which is clothes. Get going! Do you guys want to see something cool? I found this at my mom's house. It's a little apron with a little pocket that used to belong to my grandmother. I never got to meet her, but my mom has quite a few of her belongings still. Absolutely adore getting to see the clothes that she wore. She was also a minuscule woman. This probably would have gone all the way around her waist. We have a lot of her furniture in storage, and I swear one day it will be mine if James and I end up back in California, but I thought this was really cute. I have a second one too. I think this was her more cutesy one. This was her more utilitarian one because it's made from a thicker fabric. And it has a J on it for her first initial. I use this one on the regular. I am setting aside all my vintage that I've acquired over the last month to put into a haul. So, gotta put her aside. Now comes potentially the worst part of putting away my clothes, which is this closet. Listen. I am lucky to have the closet that I have, given the place that I live, but this closet is also so narrow that clothes are touching me on both sides when I'm in there. And like, while I enjoy that to some extent because I like clothes and I like touching my clothes, I don't like it when I'm trying to move around to accomplish a task. Additionally, these are just boxes for moving that we put on their sides and put my clothes in because we couldn't at the time afford a dresser, and we have just decided not to buy one because we're probably going to be moving at the end of my semester after I graduate. So it's just boxes. Also, James has been recently acquiring some new vintage pieces as well, this being one of them. It was too small for him though, so he gifted it to me. And he's taking up more space in the closet than he ever has before, which, like, good for him. I'm happy that he's leaning into his personal style. But where are my clothes supposed to go? If you at all care about my clothing organization, I'm going to share it with you. Up top we have all of my dresses, which are typically organized by color, but they are not right now because I pulled a lot of stuff out of my closet when I was packing and didn't put it back in the right place. Down here, we have tops. The first category of organization is long sleeve to short sleeve, and then it's by color. Then I have a small section of blazers and jackets. All of my skirts. I also have a pair of pants that hang up here. You can't see any of this. All the way in the back, I have a couple of hangers for belts and scarves. I just really like talking about my clothes, so thank you for letting me give you this mini closet tour. I am trying to bridge the gap between my ADHD and academia and my love of clothes and fashion, after all. Anyways, this is my catch-all for stuff that either needs to be put away or doesn't have a place. I don't have any place for, like, accessories, of which I actually have many, but I never wear them because I don't know what I have. T-shirts and tank tops, sweaters, and then sweatshirts down in the bottom here. These are like cold weather sweaters. These are like warmer weather sweaters. And then I have another box of jeans and pants down here in this one. There's also a box down here on the floor that is just entirely like pajamas and underwear and socks and that kind of stuff, but you guys don't need to worry about that. One really big project that I hope to undertake, maybe, I guess, I'm going to try to develop it during the semester and then hopefully like really tackle it after I graduate. But I want to catalog all of my clothes. I want to have like a digital database of all of my clothes so I can know exactly where I bought something, when I bought something, or if it was gifted, who it came from, if it's vintage, the story behind it. Also, for all of them, just kind of like keeping track of like the history of the piece, like what's it inspired by, what silhouettes does it mimic, just because I can. But I'm also really interested in curation and collection practices, and I figure what better place to start with than my own closet. I think the biggest challenge of ADHD is having a lot of ideas and not enough time to fulfill every single one of those ideas, because I have many, and I have many that are like halfway in the works. And yet I have completed none of them. Okay, change of plans. I'm going to a job interview. What is my life? I applied for a job that my professor sent me, and it's in fashion archives. I'm not gonna give away details. And I just got an email back saying, hi, I know it's last minute, but can you meet today at 3 p.m? And it is 2:52. So I changed my shirt and I need to go set up my laptop because I don't even know where my laptop is. Found my laptop, so I'm gonna go do that, and stay tuned. I'm not even wearing makeup today. Oh well. Hi, how are you? So that was fast. All right, one job interview for a fashion archive down, and I now need to go back to doing my chores. Life is weird sometimes. Life is just weird and unexpected. That is what I'm learning as I get older. Life is just weird. And you know what? I'm also weird. So we're in sync at least. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. I always get so like flabbergasted after something like that happens. But if I do get this position, I will have a very, very full schedule for the semester. So writing my thesis, what? When will I have time for that? The world may never know. Oh my god. I just need to process this for a minute. I think it's time for some lunch, and we'll get back to the cleaning after that. This is only one small section of my TBR. Why do I think I'll read this much? I never read this much. I gotta stop. I gotta slow down on buying books. A few things. It's past noon, I'm running late, and also the whole plan of this being an ADHD reset week has entirely gone off the rails because guess what I decided to do against better judgment? Well, it's not better judgment. I needed to do it if I wanted to stay on schedule. I filmed some content, which always means destroying my house. So my office was nice and clean yesterday, and it's not anymore. And I had put away all my clothes and they're all out again. The cyclical nature of chores, I think, is what will actually put me in my grave. I am getting ready to go out into the city. Does this match? Or is this too bright red? Oh, that's really bright red. I'm getting ready to go out into the city. I'm meeting up with a friend and we are going to be working on our theses together, and I'm just right now trying to find a hat that goes with my outfit because it's still cold as heck outside. And I'm also running late. I'm running late to that because he was like, I'm gonna be there at 12:30. Well, it is 12:30 and it takes me like an hour to get to the city, so I'm gonna stop vlogging and I will see you guys there. Library. I am with my friend who has stepped out for a moment, and I am attempting to start writing on my thesis, and I just don't want to today. I am out of words. I'm not out of words, I'm just out of focus. I don't want to do this. Do I even like doing this? I don't know. I don't know. No, this is just my typical, my ritualistic throwing a temper tantrum before writing. It's okay. Writing is an embodied experience, and sometimes you just have to like feel it out. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. Okay, bye. Hi, hello. It's been many weeks since the video that you just watched, since I filmed that, and I filmed an outro to that video that I feel is very important for you guys to see, yet I cannot find the footage. So I'm going to try and recreate it here, even though James, my partner, is not here to speak for himself. I'll share with you what he said. In the end of this video, I wanted to tell you that this was basically a failure of an ADHD reset. I normally try to just like get everything done in one go so that I don't have the opportunity to forget things or procrastinate on things, etc., etc. And this week just was not conducive to that. I did manage to take care of my laundry, but I didn't get any of the other chores done, like cleaning the kitchen or taking the trash out or cleaning the bathroom, any of those things, because as you saw, I was going in and out of the house a lot for the semester not having started and was stressing about my thesis, mostly because I had a big thesis deadline coming up, so the stress of that was preventing me from focusing on getting anything else done. As a joke, I said, here is the truth to being successful as an ADHD person, and I brought my partner in, James, to talk to the camera about the role that he plays in our relationship and how he works really hard to support me as a graduate student and as an ADHD graduate student in doing a lot of the household maintenance that I simply don't do. And it's not that I don't know how to do it or that I can't do it, but it's that I don't have the time to do it, and it's such an overload to my system that it becomes really difficult to do. So James shared that one of the things that he sees as a responsibility in our partnership, since he is capable of doing these things for me to help make the household run, he largely takes on those tasks. That's not to say that we don't have an equitable division of labor in our relationship. This is a breakdown of labor in our house that we've both agreed to. While I'm in graduate school, James takes care of the majority of the housework, and I get to focus on my work, my thesis, producing good quality research, and in my free time having the opportunity to decompress, have some kind of creative outlet, do anything that's not related to academia. In exchange, when I graduate and James goes to graduate school, those roles will flip and I will be responsible for maintaining the house, while James has the space to go to graduate school and produce good quality graduate work. So it was supposed to be like a funny joke, being like, let me show you my secret, another person who does all the chores. But I lost the footage, but it was still something I really wanted to tell you, because the fact that I am in a loving relationship in which my partner very much understands my ADHD and very much aims to support me in the ways that I need is a really big reason why I've been successful the way that I have been successful over the last, I don't know, decade that James and I have been together. So all that to say is that nobody is successful without help. If you yourself need help, if you yourself are struggling with keeping the household clean, it's not your fault. We are not meant to live in isolation. We are not meant to be solitary creatures. I would recommend reaching out to somebody, even just having a friend over to body double while you clean, or if you are in a relationship, to have frank conversations about what kind of support that you need and who is willing to do what, so you can find not an equal division, but an equitable division of labor in the house. So I hope that's helpful. I am so sad that I couldn't give it to you in like the funny way that James and I recorded it, and I also am remiss to speak over James that you're not hearing the words coming from his mouth, but I will have him approve this message before it goes live. That is the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!